1934 Ford Racecar Rescue Part 3.
Here's the thing about you finding that car, what I think. How many people would have went through that much trouble to drug that old car out? I'm going to probably say one, that's you.
Oh,
yeah. Because it was such bad shape. Most people would say, well, I ain't messing with that thing. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh Lord, look at that. But it turned out good though.
It looks great. It looks great. You did a lot more than I could ever done.
Junkyard Life reconnected the car with the Massey family, and Mike Massey went all in, restoring the 1934 Ford race car his dad, Sam Massey, once drove.
How far back does the racing go in your family? I know the Masseys. Was this the beginning? This car, you think?
I would think this car was probably the beginning.
You know, your family history. You put the money into it, make it what it is, because otherwise.
Well, I had a lot of help, man.
Who's your team of guys that kind of pushed you to work on this thing?
Well, Tommy Robin did. Me and him was race car partners. And then we got a guy named Scott Lowry. And Scott did most of the mechanical work on this thing. Once we got it back from road rage, you know, Scott, he mounted the engine in it, the transmission, did all the clutch linkage, you know, wired it up, just, you know, all kind of stuff like that. And I was real lucky, I think, the engine we got right there, to find it, you know, because you just don't find them everywhere like that.
Right.
And the guy just right down the road, he had bought it at an estate sale, I guess you'd call it.
I'd like to walk around and maybe hear it fire up.
Yeah, we crank it up. Take some more shows, yeah. I want to get some tires for it. It's got those asphalt tires on it. I'm gonna buy me some dirt track tires, because it was a dirt track car. Yeah. And you know, I want to look like what it was, you know. So.
Yeah, those are a lot narrower, I guess, back then.
Well, when they ran that car, but the tires probably wasn't 6 inches wide.
The safety equipment on those old race cars are just made up stuff they found, basically.
Well, listen. I don't know if you remember or not, the roll cage in that thing just had one loop bar above the driver and a couple of down bars. That was it. That's all it was. And they wasn't very good. And that, you know, and they had a seat belt in it, and on the driver's door, they had to get in and out. So what they would do, they'd shut that door and take a dog collar, wrap around the post in the door, pull it tight so the door couldn't come open. That's about it.
It's amazing the cars survived, because you think they probably bumped into each other pretty good, being open wheel racers, going, you know, short track, pretty tight corners, wooden walls or whatever they got. A lot of them crashed through the walls.
Oh, they run through them, yeah. You know, at the fairgrounds had a big wooden fence down there, and they'd run through that thing regular.
I've got a photo that my dad has of Red Farmer in front of a car that style.
Yeah. When Bobby and Donnie Alice and Red Farmer first came up here from Florida, that's what they was running, this type of car, but with V8 Chevrolet motors in them, and of course racing tires, and it was just a lot better setup.
And they knew some tricks, so they kind of came up here and took everybody's money.
Took the money, sure did.
Alabama's auto racing pioneers raced whatever junk they could find, bolted and welded it together. They spent as little money as possible in most cases. They built race cars from wrecked daily drivers that were headed to the junkyard. Mike Massey of Locust Fork, Alabama, now has the old race car that his dad Sam once drove. The family thought all the old race cars were lost.
I'm happy I got to, be a part of the story and get it back to you, and it worked out.
Yeah. I always wanted an older, one of these old race cars, and I thought, boy, and to get one finally, and it be from your family, it just doesn't happen every day.
That's pretty amazing.